Sati, Mindfulness. A Dhamma Desana sermon of Luang Pugao Analayo at Wat Tham Klong Fen, Udon Thani. Listening to the Dhamma is just like assembling supplies and equipment, meaning preparing all the necessary materials and apparatus in order to begin carrying out a task. Once prepared, whether they are machinery or plowing tools, if they are not put to use, they will simply rust away in vain. In the same manner, listening to the teachings and instructions of the Supreme Enlightened Buddha is just like that. The Buddha is merely the one who points out the way. Once we believe in his teachings, we must be the ones to take action and execute the practice ourselves. We may have to do it on our own. For that reason, I will speak only briefly. I do not have many words because I live in the wild and the forest. I will speak in a simple, easy to understand way, just enough to serve as a core principle for the practice of all of us. The religious teachings of the Supreme Enlightened Buddha that are in the cabinets, placed in various places, or on page 2, Ulunan Duo, those palm leaf manuscripts. Those are merely the things that point out the path to proceed toward the genuine essence of the religion of the Supreme Enlightened Buddha. They do not belong specifically to anyone. They belong specifically to us, to each individual. The true core and essence of the genuine Dhamma lies within Sati, mindfulness. Let everyone train and practice Sati well. Let everyone contemplate and be attentive so that it becomes strong. With Sati, whatever one does will not be wrong. It is this Sati that makes the mind possess good strength. Then the mind will transcend. This is because Sati protects and guards the mind. The Sati itself is the mind, but it is deeper and more profound. When the heart recollects, that becomes the Sati. It is that very heart that is the one who recollects, which is called Sati. If there is recollection, that right there is Sati. The Sati and the heart are the exact same thing. For that reason, we ought to cultivate Sati. Once Sati is made strong and well developed, there will be no failure. When speaking, there will be no failure. When thinking, there will be no failure. It will naturally be correct and not wrong because it comes from one's own practice. The 84,000 Dhamma Khandas, sections of Dhamma, exist within this single Sati. Did not the Buddha state in the Ovada Patimokkha that among all living beings that wander upon the surface of the earth, all of their footprints fit down into the single footprint of an elephant? The elephant's footprint is greater than all of theirs. In the same manner, the Dhamma teachings of the Supreme Enlightened Buddha reside within Sati. All wholesome qualities and Dhamma, page 3, will arise because a person abides with Sati alone. The roots of merit and all wholesome roots gather within Sati. Sati is paramount. Therefore, one should know in this way that Sati is paramount. Therefore, one should know in this way that Sati is the core of the Dhamma. The core of the Dhamma exists for everyone. Buddha exists within everyone equally. The Buddha, the one who truly awakened to the truth, the one who knows according to the truth, exists within every form, rupa, and every name, nama. However, we are deluded regarding our own mind. To use a comparison, it is just like a small infant. For that very reason, Sati is like the nanny of the owner of that mind. When it recollects, it is accurate, correct. This very Sati is the one. Sati trains and cultivates the mind. Once the mind is trained until it rises above and knows in accordance with reality, it then loses its delusion and finds clarity. That delusion is simply
the absence of sati. Once there is sati guarding and protecting, and one practices until it becomes unwavering and firm, making it accurate and attentive, it will clearly know everything. Sati is an excellent tool. It beats away the rust of the mind. The mind that possesses delusion is called avidya, ignorance. That very mind is what is deluded. Delusion is avidya. The rust resides with avidya, which is where the delusion is. The rust envelops it. But previously, the mind was radiant. The Buddha, page 4, therefore stated that the original mind is naturally luminous, but it relies on adventitious defilements, agantuka, kilesa, namely sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and tangible objects. Once these enter and make contact, the mind then becomes deluded following them. This becomes the cause that makes the mind gloomy, defiled, and turbid. Thus, it fails to know in accordance with reality. The cause of avidya, ignorance, or stupidity is just like iron. The iron itself is originally fine as it is, but rust naturally arises within that iron itself. When they scrape the rust off, it then becomes a sharp sword. Once it is polished and refined, it becomes a sharp sword that can be put to use. When it is not forged or beaten, it remains just like that, until it gets eaten away by a large amount of rust and becomes unusable. Our mind is just the same. It relies on sati to be the polisher and refiner. It relies on sati to be the guardian and protector. When sati is confident in what is true, the adventitious defilements present no problem. Sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and external contacts are not the problem. The information at its very root is kamasava, the canker of sensual desire, and bhavasava, the canker of becoming. These are the habitual tendencies that form the rust that envelops and covers the mind, causing it to be blind and in darkness. It is just like this. When we train and practice sati well, and sati gains strength, the mind will naturally know in accordance with reality. Once there is sati, then sampajanya, clear comprehension, which is situational awareness, will naturally flourish. Sampajanya is the eye of wisdom itself. It can be called gnana, insight, and it can be called panya, wisdom, situational awareness. Page 5, together with sati. Both of these are a matching pair. As soon as sati recollects, sampajanya simultaneously knows whether it is wrong or right. When we have cultivated sati well, it will possess power and capability. It will be capable of knowing each and everything. It will be capable of penetrating through each and everything, no matter what action is performed. Just think about it. At a time when a fire is burning down someone's house, they are still capable of having the strength to carry heavy belongings out from the fire all by themselves. Once the fire stops, even 3 or 4 people trying to lift those same belongings together cannot manage it. The mind at that moment possesses great power. For that reason, when we train well, one can even become like Venerable Mahamoggallana. Then we wonder about levitation. It is simply that the venerable monk sits right there, and then his mind goes to heaven, goes to hell, goes here and there. But his physical body sits right here. That is also accurate, but he can truly go. Levitation means taking the physical body along with you. Think about it. Why should one be afraid of death? Let us all train and cultivate the mind. As for us, what is it? Everything is already good, complete, and perfect. We already have faithful followers who have listened and heard the teachings. Now it is only a matter of taking action and practicing. Let us all practice. Where else could it go? All the Dhamma is right here.
Those 84,000 Dhammakandas are merely the outer bark, shell. The true core is sati. Let us practice and develop that sati. Make it powerful. When there is sati, then guard and protect the mind. Page 6. Preventing it from straying to the left or to the right. Sati constantly comes alongside to align it. When sati becomes strong, the mind naturally cannot endure its old ways. When it cannot endure, it then settles into calm. Once it settles into calm, it immediately knows. Now, if there is no wisdom, it will waver and flutter, because it goes in many directions. The mind goes in many directions because that is its symptom. It goes according to its aspects, that is, Vedana, feeling / sensation, is the light of the mind. Sankara, mental formations / concoctions, is also the light of the mind. And Vijnana, consciousness, which is the faculty that knows through all the 6 sense doors, is also the light of the mind that goes outward. The true knower, if we suppose that oneself is it, that very master of the mind is it, that very master of sati is it, which is conventionally called oneself. Aside from that, they are all merely symptoms. This physical body is merely an assembly of elements. The earth element, the water element, the wind element, and the fire element assembling together, nothing more. Therefore, when the mind settles into calm, Vedana, feeling / sensation, also ceases. And when it settles into calm instantly, the person ceases to exist. What is there left to feel pain or to suffer? What is there left to assume oneself? It does not exist. It simply becomes brighter and clearer. When the mind settles into calm, it becomes brilliantly and radiantly bright and empty. When the mind settles into calm, it is empty. Memory and recognition, sana, do not exist. Mental concoctions, sankara, do not exist. And consciousness, vijnana, proceeding according to the 6 sense doors, also does not exist. It has ceased entirely. It is equivalent to saying that these things do not exist. Then, the things that do exist are heavy things. If anyone grasps and holds on to them, it becomes heavy.